Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up at FrenchieStamps.com in the US. Today I'm going to share how to add color to embossed foil paper. So this is the foil paper. It comes in 4 colors, and also in the holiday catalog we get the brush foil that would work also. The foil paper, it's on page 153 of the annual catalog. It's right here. It's come in 5 colors, sorry. Brass, champagne, copper, gold, and silver. Today I'm using the copper and the champagne. It would work, this technique going to work for all foil paper, also the brush foil in the holiday catalog. So first thing you want to do, it's depends which embossing folder you want. I am using the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. So I put my paper at the foil side. So the foil side gonna be face up where you see the Stampin' Up logo, okay? So you're gonna emboss that. You want the raised part at the top of the foil. Now that you're going to emboss this, let me move this here and then I can share how to do this. So you see this one, I get the green tone to it, and this was on the champagne. This one here, it's just embossed. I want to share with you the difference between the two. And it's hard to see foil with lights for a video, but I'm going to do the best to show you how that works. Here you can see the green tone, and this is the copper. Now this is the champagne, and I did the blue tone to it. So first thing you want to do after you emboss it, you want to take a sandpaper, and the sandpaper you want a low grade sandpaper, a fine sandpaper. We used to have a paper sander, like a block. I'm using that. I get a small sandpaper also. So now it's just not just for paper. This is like for wood. So you're going to go and sand the top. See how all get discoloration. Also, if you get a sand for paper, sand block, that's going to work. Another thing, a little sand like that, it's like for nails. That also would be another choice. So I try to stay on the foil itself. One of it, I went all above, and I'm going to share with you how that works. But you're going to see where you're going to remove really that foil on top of the paper. So it don't take that long to sand this. I just put good pressure on my sand block. I don't think a high grade of a sand, like a bigger gauge, I think that would rip the paper. So now you see how just like this also, it's pretty. You get a different color tone. You're going to remove what you sand off. Let me remove this. And now we're going to take our ink pad, and you can drag your ink pad directly. I'm going to share with you both ways. So you could take your ink pad and go right on it. You're going to see, well, it go on where it's not the foil also. You're going to take a rag or paper towel. You want something soft. So I got what I call disgusting my inky rag here. I'm going to take the inky rag and then just brush this off. Because if you don't brush this off, this is watercolor ink that we got with Stampin' Up. It's not a pigment ink. It's water-based color, water-based dye ink. So it would get removed completely. Let me share what I mean by that. If I get a piece of foil here and I'm going to pretend I stamp on it. This will never dry on it. The only way that you can keep that on it, it would be to emboss with the clear embossing powder. Because see, when it removed completely. So what happened when we sand, it removed the foil. So now I'm just going to go at the top and remove the ink. And where we sand this, we got that pretty color that stayed there. This one, we get that green tone. It's almost like a patina color. So that's how that was done. Now, I already sand this one. This one I said I went at the top. See, it's kind of scratchy, but it still looks great. Now, I can take a sponge. If you don't like to drag your ink pad, you can take a sponge and, whoops, be careful here, and do the same thing. Add your color with a sponge. So I just rub all around, and then you're going to have that color of your choice that you're using that's going to stay on the paper. I think the copper, or not copper, but champagne and silver with the blue look wonderful. The copper or gold or brass, I think in the green that would be perfect. Or you can do it even in like a brownish or a blackberry, whatever color suits you. Now again, even with the sponge, you want to remove the top. If not, every time somebody would pick up the card, they would have that on their finger. But see, I think you can see those colors. So that's how I done the color on the foil. Now, I'm going to finish those two cards here. I'm going to have all those cards that I share. If you click below in the direct link, I will have measurement. The measurement is very simple. All of my card base, it's 8.5. My 5.5 score at 4.5, you see? Or this one here, I put it on the long way, so it is 4.25 by 11. It's all half sheet, cut one way or the other. The color of the cardstock, it is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8, and the foil, it is 4 by 5 1/4. So I get this and this, and I use the greeting. The greeting come from the In the Pine, and when I grabbed that stamp set, I thought to put the Inside the Pine. When I came to stamp the pine, I felt it was not the right one, and then I was like, wait a minute. I thought the Mary Moose pine was the best one to go. So inside the card, I all stamped the pine tree, or the evergreen from Mary Moose, and then the greeting I use in the pine. If you notice, I put Thinking of You. Even if it's pine trees or evergreen, it's not just for holiday. It would be awesome for a masculine card, and when you open it up, boom. This is the punch. I use the lovely label Pick a Punch, and I use the 1/2 inch and the 3/4. But if you see the little dot, don't look for embellishment for that little dot. Let me share with you how I done that little dot. This is just a regular old punch, like for paper, like school. You can find that in school supplies. You're going to use the foil, do a punch, and now you're going to take this and you're going to put that with a glue dots. So you would take your glue dot. I just opened a new one here. Put that on your glue dots. Boom. And then I use my pick tool. I use the little spatula, go under, and then you can put your little dot. So it's not really an extra embellishment, it's just, and that you can use scrap of paper, just little corners and so on, to use that for your embellishment. So that's how I done this one. This here, I use that cord. It's gold, but it's so fine that when you do your bow with it, it go perfect with the copper. I didn't have copper twine or so on, and I think it still look very lovely. This is the champagne rhinestone that I put at the end here. Now for this one, I use the lovely gray granite metallic, it's not metallic. I will have all the supplies on my blog. The gray granite ribbon, I thought was going perfect with that. So my base, I used the gray granite. And inside, I stamped with the Night of Navy to go with my front. Now, the one that I didn't sand or kept it plain, I used the antique corner and slider with the soft suede. Is it soft suede? It's it is very early espresso, but it's very suede ribbon, very, very soft. It's early espresso, and that's what I use for the back of my paper also. That's early espresso. In the card base, it's very vanilla. But you see the corner, and these, I just attach them. Many ask me, how do I attach them? I just use a glue dots with them to attach them. The slider just slide in your ribbon. So I will have all of them, plus the other two that we started and I didn't finish. I will put a greeting and so on. I will have all those 6 cards on my blog. Just go right below in the direct link to my blog post. I will have all measurement, all supplies, and all color. So hope you enjoyed this. If you love this video, give me the thumbs up. And again, right below also you can subscribe to my channel. Have a lovely day. Until next time, happy stamping.